It's the finale of the 2004 Air New Zealand National Provincial Championship, and the Cantabs have a point to make. Can the sheep from Christchurch follow their fearless shepherd to provincial glory? Will the Maestro conduct the Red and Blacks to their 5th NPC crown after they cooled down the Steamers last week in Fortress Jade? The Pride of Wellington are primed and ready to roar. Can their dreaded and inspirational captain combine with the predator of the midfield to unleash the otherworldly power of Nanu Nanu? Will Lome loom large in the final tally? And can Courtney Place handle the post-game party? So dust off your dreads and break out the hats and horns. It's time for the NPC Final. From the Cape Tin in New Zealand's capital city, Wellington take on Canterbury next in the Rugby Club. Feed off that energy. NPC Final time.
Oh, yes.
Hello and welcome to the Rugby Club, where every week we show you the world's best game so you can see for yourself why the number of U.S. high school players has tripled in the last 3 years. I'm Max Bretos, along with all the regulars. There's Ray. Hello, Brownie.
Hi, Max.
Good old Viz at the end
Max.
there. Plus our featured club of the week, the Las Vegas Slots.
Yes.
All right, and Viz, with the intensity and commitment we've come to expect from the NPC Final over the years, tonight's tussle for the title is certain to deliver something special.
Well, Max, Wellington and Canterbury have been the form teams of the competition this season, so it's only fitting that they meet in tonight's final. They bring contrasting styles of play, plus some very interesting head-to-head confrontations for All Black selection. This one is sure to be a cracker.
I like it. Tonight's final offering gets started with our preview and predictions. Then we'll wander to Wellington for the first 40. Circle back to learn more from Rugby for Dummies at the half. Return to the Confection Center for the final 40. And in postgame, we'll chat with our featured club of the week, the Las Vegas Slots. The Capital City Cats took down the Cows in the first semi, while the Cantabs were not sheepish in their demolition of the Cinderella Steamers. The Lions were kings of the NPC in 2000, followed by the Cantabs in 01. Canterbury have never beaten Wellington in the Cape Tin.
2004 was a typical NPC campaign for Canterbury. They started slowly out of the gate, got their All Blacks back into the lineup, steadily played better rugby, and finally put themselves in a position to win their 5th NPC crown. It's no coincidence that Canterbury started playing their best rugby of the year right when Richie McCaw returned from injury. McCaw's everything you want in an open side. With controlled ferocity, he tackles anything that moves, and he's always somehow in close proximity to the ball, ready to pounce and steal possession. Scrum half Justin Marshall will be another key performer tonight. He'll have his greatest impact by probing for holes in Wellington's defensive screen at the breakdown. Fly half Andrew Mertens will run the show by distributing Canny's attacking ball, and even more importantly, by keeping the Lions pinned in their own end of the field with precision tactical kicking. Number 12, Aaron Major, has been coming on strong in recent weeks, showing the form at inside center that made him the incumbent there until he hurt his knee in the trial match and had to miss the Tri-Nation. Tonight, he's playing for both an NPC title and a recall of the national side. Daniel Carter has been kicking at about 90%, and this one might well come down to his boot.
Wellington captain Rodney Soyalo is another player looking to get back into the All Blacks on the basis of an impressive NPC campaign. His play from the back of the scrum has been instrumental in creating momentum for the Lions back line, and he's significantly cut down on his error rate when taking it up hard into the defense and setting for the next phase. 21-year-old halfback Fury Wepu is a crisp and efficient passer, plus he has good quickness and the strength to beat defenders from a standing start at the breakdown. But what will be under scrutiny tonight is his goal kicking after a very disappointing 2-for-7 outing in the semis. Tano Umanga has adapted well to the move to inside center. He's still extremely hard to bring down with great balance, plenty of power, and a willingness to bash it up and offload to the rest of his dangerous back division. I like the Cantabs in this final, and for a couple of reasons. Richie McCaw, there's no one in this Wellington team that can compete with him at the breakdown. Dan Carter, he hardly misses ever when kicking for shots at goal. And Canterbury, they got to stop that first-up defense, though, that first-up charge by this Wellington team.
Yeah, Wellington, I agree with you. I think Canterbury's going to win this game. All hats off to Wellington for a great year. But the last couple of years when Wellington have won these games, Canterbury, it's been early in the season, Canterbury haven't had their All Blacks. Canterbury are just about at full strength, and I just think they've got too much depth for what has been a marvelous season for this Wellington group.
Well, Ray, they've got two great players that their entire strategy is built around. First is Andrew Mertens with controlling territory and possession, and the other, their entire defense is built around Richie McCaw. If he makes those turnovers, that's what's going to kill Wellington tonight. And I think if we get some ball in the line out, then I think really Chris Jack is going to have an impact.
Well, Chris Jack was fantastic in the semifinal. And Mertens also, he looked like he enjoyed mixing it up last week in the semifinals. That big channel number 10 is going to be big because Maonano came off that off wing. If he can play defense with Richie McCaw out there, Canterbury's going to whomp it.
I think Canterbury's going to win, especially the way they sent the Steamers back to Mount Maunganui with the tail between their legs. Well, ladies, will it be Canterbury? Yes? How about Wellington? Anyone for Wellington? I like it. Well done. Now, before the kickoff, let us take a quick look at today's lineup.
And let's start with Canterbury and their all-black laden team. And let's start up front. Chris Jack was instrumental in that victory last week. He's paired with Norm Maxwell. Richie McCaw, fantastic player. Lots of weapons in the back line. Hamilton, the more he plays, the better he looks. And Casey Laulala, probably the find of the NPC for Canny.
For the home team, Wellington, they're unchanged from last week's side. In the centres, Tanu Umaga, Conrad Smith, very strong. Number 8, Rodney Soialo will captain the team. And John Plumtree is the coach.
Thank you, Viz. Thank you, Ray. It is now time to go out to Wellington for God Defend New Zealand. We will see you at the half.
In a decider.
Welcome back to the Rugby Club. It's halftime in Wellington. Canterbury lead the Lions 20-13 at the break. And Viz, Canterbury made a few mistakes there, including calling Paddy O'Brien an idiot, which you cannot do. They got it together after Wellington had a nice start there, and then you get this feeling that Canterbury are going to have some fun in this second half.
Well, this is a final that's living up to its billing. Both these teams want to run the ball, and both look dangerous on attack. The defense has been phenomenal for both sides. There's been some big hits, some good kicking by the kickers as well. And the kickers took over early on. It was all kicking and defense. But then Wellington got the ball moving. The nice little pop-up to Luke Andrews to put Wellington up. But Ray, this Canterbury side, it's tough to keep them down.
Yeah, after a great defensive scrum on attack, Sam Broomhall pops it to Justin Marshall. How many times have we seen that? Canterbury really starting to get control in the forward pack, Brian.
And the forwards crash the ball up close, but then Andrew Mertens sees the gap for Aaron Major to slice through to give Canada the 20-13 lead. And Ray, the last 10 or 15 minutes, we did start to see a Canterbury side really starting to take shape and have dominated that last half.
Well, this is classic Canterbury rugby. They bend early on, they settle into the game, but then they get their patterns and their rhythm right. And I tell you what, Andrew Mertens is controlling the show. The forwards are playing a great defensive game. And I tell you what, this is classic Canterbury football, as I said, and we're going to see a lot more of it in the second half.
Well, Ray, when they drove that Wellington scrum backwards and then scored off of that, I think that was a turning point, because that's when you get these Canterbury forwards feel like they know that they can push these Wellington forwards around, and that's going to make all the difference in the second half.
Well, I think it's obvious the first 10 minutes in that second half is going to be vital. Wellington's got to get their side back, the crowd back in the game for them, and they also got to start taking to this Canterbury side, or it is going to be a long second 40.
We shall see. All right, Viz, sometimes in the Oval game, we get so used to seeing things happen a certain way that we forget that the law often provide an alternative. Fortunately, that's why we have Rugby for Dummies to open our eyes to other possibilities.
Well, Max, one of those little-known options involves drop-kicking the conversion after scoring a try in order to save time. We saw a good example of this from David Hill in last week's NPC semifinal, with Waikato looking to make a comeback with time running down.
Callagher off to Hill. Hill having a go. He's got power. And David Hill is through to score. And Waikato's still alive.
With relative ease, and he wants the 2 points in a big hurry. He's got him.
Hill ran to the mark and let her fly.
The goal. You can do that. You can convert with a drop kick.
In the end, Waikato couldn't reduce the deficit any further, but when the minutes are ticking away and the kick is close to the poles, it's a good method of speeding things along. Better make sure you make it, though.
Yeah, that's the important part. Well, our letter this week comes from Van Nuys, California. It's Leo the Lion, as worn by the members of his pride, and it's available right now at worldrugbyshop.com. Dear Rugby Club, after only watching on TV for some time, this year I am a rookie player and proud of it. Rugby has given me new life as I was unable to continue playing American football. I am truly enamored with the camaraderie, traditions, and international social family which is unmatched by any other sport. It is true, once you step onto the pitch and have it, you are changed. You are embedded in its spirit and sportsmanship for life. I also enjoy the fact that the grand sport of rugby is for all genders, all shapes, sizes, and ages. I just happen to be 38, an age dismissed by American football, but welcomed and reborn by rugby. I am truly happy to be a rugger, or as my children affectionately say, Pop, you're a regular scrum monkey. That's sweet. In the spirit of the game that binds us all, thank you to the fathers of rugby, Fox Sports World, as well as the Rugby Club crew, and a great thanks to my mates at San Fernando Valley RFC. Rugby for Dummies is a blessing for new ruggers. Nice work, boys. Aziz Mahid Bey, Van Nuys, California. Well, Aziz, what can I say but welcome to the rugby family, and since you're certain to recruit some new rugby monkeys from your circle of friends, your scrum monkeys, you're going to send a copy of Rugby Dummies to you to pass along to them, plus a Wellington jersey that Raymondo is so smartly displaying.
Monkeys, eh?
Yes, give it a good stretch.
Yeah, there you go.
Would you like a free copy of Rugby for Dummies, plus a fresh new jersey? Let's get real. Who wouldn't want the key to unlocking a life chock full of rugby joy? Just send an email with your question or story to rugby@foxsportsworld.com. You might get picked for some freebies next week. You can also buy Rugby Kit online. Just log on to worldrugbyshop.com. They've got NPC, Curry Cup, plus all your favorite international jerseys. So no matter which team you support, log on to worldrugbyshop.com. Buy your favorite team strip right now before the Christmas rush. It's that time of year, gentlemen. Okay, folks, while Brownie sets up all the up with a fresh round of mother's milk, we're going to step aside for a moment. Following full time, the Sisters of Sin City take center stage when we'll chat with our featured team of the week, the Las Vegas Slots. Plus, we've got some big news from the Big Island as Hawaii Youth Rugby gets ready to take off this December. But first, we'll crown the 2004 NPC champion in 40 minutes. We'll see you after the match. Welcome back to the Rugby Club. It's full-time at Westpac Stadium. Canterbury have won their 5th NPC crown, overwhelming Wellington 40-27 in a clinical display from a class outfit. We'll have the trophy presentation in a moment, but Viz, what a great effort. They started slow in their tournament, but what a tremendous finish.
Well, we talked about how important that first 10 minutes in the second half was going to be for this Wellington side, and Canterbury just shut the door on them straight off the bat. This is a very professional outfit. Great discipline. Richie McCaw led by example throughout the entire 80 minutes of rugby. And this was probably the try of the game. Daniel Carter cuts back inside, finds help with Scott Hamilton. Another good performance by Hamilton. The little pop to the flying Justin Marshall, and Justin scores a try, 27-13. And Wellington were well on their way to a championship. And Raymondo, they weren't done yet.
No. This is good stuff here. The forward set the platform. Canterbury driving here. Richie McCall with the ball. Chris Jack drives him in. That's a try for the skipper. Well deserved. I tell you what, all class this Canterbury outfit. Quick tap here though from Sorelli Bombo. Tano Umaga, a couple of quick side steps there. He's under the post. Consolation try there for Wellington. They got one more, Viz.
And they sure did. While the reserves came in, Bombo goes streaking down the line. The cut back inside to make it 40-27, somewhat respectable. But in the end, Canterbury were well-deserved victors. They completely dominated this performance. And how about Daniel Carter? He came into the final with 17 of 18 kicks in a row, 8 for 9 today. I don't know what that percentage is. It's 95, I think.
Why do you have to go over that last kick and wreck his percentage?
But a fantastic effort by this Canterbury side, head and shoulders above Wellington today.
Oh, yeah, they were good. And you could see it develop. I mean, we've seen it in the Super 12. We've seen it before in the NPC. Slow start, build. The patterns, the timing, the rhythm develops. And then all of a sudden, it's all over by the shouting. They've just done the job on you, and they've put on 40 points again in a final of the NPC. Just a fantastic performance. Andrew Mertens, my hat comes off.
Well, we'll see. He's one of those players that he's been reborn now. And it all goes back to this pattern that Canterbury plays. They have these forwards that are just fit as can be. They can play defense for the entire match, and as soon as they get the turnovers or if you make a mistake, they're going to ram it right down your throat.
And I think one of the keys for this Canterbury side, Richie McCaw, the young skipper, this guy leads by example. If you're on his team, you can't do anything but bust your butt for 80 minutes straight, and that's exactly what they did. I think he's going to be a phenomenal captain, probably an all-back skipper, I would think, in the next year or so.
Should be.
And the thing is, though, you know, his character is wonderful. You just established that, but his decision-making is excellent as well. He knows when to put the foot on the throat. He knows when to take the time off, take the shot at goal, take it step by step. And I think he's getting some good advice from Andrew Mertens throughout that game.
There's a lot of level heads and a lot of experience on this Canterbury side.
Great effort. And, you know,
Justin Marshall as well.
This All Blacks team coming up, some guys really did themselves some favors tonight. Corey Flynn had an absolute cracker of a game. I think Rodney Soyalo has a real good chance. And I tell you what, Mao Nona, big game.
Yeah, he did.
Fun in a losing effort, but deserved winners from the South Island. All right, youth rugby is the fastest growing segment of the Union game. Over the past 3 years, the number of high school players has tripled across the country. By the end of 2005, there will be more players under 18 than over 18 playing rugby in Southern California. It is with great pleasure, therefore, that we now present the following piece on the impending launch of Hawaii Youth Rugby.
I'm real happy to announce that Hawaii Youth Rugby has started. We just formed a corporation and a league. Our president is Kevin Perry, and with the national office we've been able to get started. We're going to have a level 1 coaching certification program on December 10th and 11th here in the islands to get our coaches started. And we're really excited about the possibilities of youth rugby in Honolulu. We'll have 2 teams on the Big Island and 2 teams on Oahu, and we're looking forward for the first competition.
USA Rugby has been extremely supportive to us and our goals. Both Scott Novak, who's the youth development coordinator for USA Rugby, came over, as well as Jeff Arca from the Portland Youth Rugby. What we're going to do is take away the negative aspects of the game and focus on the positives. We're going to have a coaching clinic and a referees clinic first week in December here. Our goal is to increase participation in rugby through a positive culture based upon honoring the game in a fun and safe environment. We just want to make sure that we have a good reputation and we're focusing on the kids. It's all about the kids.
If you want to learn more about youth rugby in Paradise, log on to hawaiiyouithrugby.com. Kids love rugby, so contact Kevin Perry now and get signed up for next year.
Moving on now. The Las Vegas Women's Rugby Football Club was established in 2001, and Keisha Williams is one of the founding members and the president of the club. How did it get started, Keisha?
Well, we started with a few players. 3-4 of us came out. We wanted to see what rugby was all about. We only had the guys to practice with, so we were out there every night practicing with the guys. And then after that, we wanted our own team. We wanted to be able to compete, so we tried to get as many girls out as we could, played a couple 7 matches because that's all we could have. We became great whores on with the 15s and finally got our own 15 girls to come out, had a solid team, and we were able to play and then become the members of the SoCal Union.
All right, sounds good.
So Keisha, as a fairly new club, what are some of the challenges that you face?
Funding is always a great challenge for us. We have to do a lot of our own funding, get our own money, that type of thing, and also finding committed members. When you don't know a lot about rugby, it's hard to know what is expected of everybody, and we get people that come out and go, but now we've got a pretty solid group, so we're very excited.
It seems ironic, all that money floating around Vegas, and they can't find any of it. Come on!
It's got to hit that vein.
Now, Jess Wales, you're the captain of the side. You're also a member of the Southern California Griffins select side. Always a new club, hard to find quality coaching and everything. How's the club handled that, and are you searching for a new coach?
We have been fairly successful with the player-coach situation that a lot of teams start out with. We just currently lost our last coach that we'd been having. So we are actively looking. If anyone knows somebody, send them to www.slotsrugby.com. We have a few prospects, but we keeping our eyes open.
What about Kelly Dolan? Get Kelly Dolan out there, guys.
Give him a call. Give him a call. Tell him.
Now, the name of the club, the Slots, how did that come about?
Well, I was not there when it was founded, so Keisha's going to have to field that question.
It started out out as a joke. Everybody was teasing us about being women's rugby in Vegas. So be the slots, and everybody yells, yeah, go dirty slots from the sidelines, and they like that. So.
I kind of got the how that name came from. It was appropriate, I thought. Well, Carla Oriana is the marketing chair, and how is the rugby community in Las Vegas developing these days?
Well, the men's teams have always supported us, but as you know, Vegas is a very unique market, and we're always looking for more sponsors. Exactly.
Well, that's there's a lot to build on, certainly, in Vegas. But, I mean, is there anywhere you're looking in particular to look for maybe new sponsors or so forth?
Well, we're always looking for the local bars, but since they don't know,
good place to start.
Yeah, since they don't know very much about rugby, it's hard for them to actually sponsor us. You know, so we're always looking. If anybody out there wants to sponsor us.
A rich coach would be the perfect find.
That's right. Lisa, what do the slots have on tap this year?
Actually, on November 6th, the under-23 Griffins coach is going to be sponsoring or hosting a fundamental women's camp. And anybody, any level, is welcome to come. It costs $10. If you want any information on it, go to slotsrugby.com. And on behalf of the slots, we have this for you guys.
All right.
Nice.
And we made it ourselves, handcrafted.
Handcrafted Las Vegas. Well done.
And
Thank you very much.
Thanks for inviting us,
All right,
guys.
slots, thanks for making
Thank
the trip
you.
out.
You're welcome.
Well done. I throw my hat into that coaching ring as well, you know, ladies. Could be your lucky day. Now, if your club would like an invitation to be the hosted club, just send us an email to rugby@foxsportsworld.com. We'll be in contact to arrange a date and time. Championship Saturday continues later today from Loftus in Pretoria. It's the 2004 Currie Cup Final as the Blue Bulls look to gore the Cheetahs. That's at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific. Next Sunday, we'll relive all the drama of the 2004 Super 12. That's 2 hours of the best tries, biggest hits from the world's most exciting interprovincial competition. So be sure to set your VCRs for Sunday night at midnight Eastern, 9 p.m. out west. All right here on your home for Rugby Fox Sports World. See our rugby schedule online. Just log on to foxsportsworld.com. Click on to Rugby in Yellow along the upper border. And while you're there, check out Brownie's weekly column for his unique rugby-centric view of the universe.
And in a final note, tickets for the 2005 USA Sevens are now on sale. This is your chance to be at the biggest rugby party in North America. So log on to usasevens.com now for all the info you need to book your team's tour to Los Angeles next February 12th and 13th. The Home Depot Center will host a huge international rugby celebration of all the best that the game has to offer. So don't miss out, because it's going to be even bigger and better than last year.
And let's get some visitors from outside of California to make the arrangements, get on those planes and come over, because we make this out of control. It could be a great event. It was last year. Let's make it even better. I know you guys are waiting for the trophy presentation. They're just about to dust it off and present it to Canterbury and their captain, Richie McCaw. So let's send it back to the cake tin to see the victors get their spoils.
Great year of New Zealand NPC Rugby. A lot of new teams coming through, a lot of new talent. I think New Zealand Rugby is well poised. And I think the AB is going through to the tour next year. They've got a great selection of great players to choose from. To you, the fans, congratulations for supporting the New Zealand NPC throughout the season. Without your support, it wouldn't be as great a competition as what it is. To the 27 provincial unions, a huge thank you for your support and turning on some great rugby throughout the year. To Canterbury, congratulations once again. Enjoy the celebrations.
Ladies and gentlemen, both here in Wellington and around New Zealand, those who appreciate good rugby will appreciate the effort that Canterbury put in tonight, and I'd now like to ask Richie McCaw to come forward and accept the winning medals of the New Zealand 2004 NPC. We'd like to ask Richie to say a few words on behalf of Canterbury Rugby.
Firstly, on behalf of the Canterbury team, to Rodney and the Wellington team, thanks very much for the game. It was you guys have set the pace all season, and I think tonight, we realised that it was going to be a hell of a tough game, and I think it was a final that was befitting of what's happened all season. So thank you to that.